Morning everybody, and welcome to the live stream. I just need to set up a couple of things, well just one thing really, because this always happens, and whilst I'm doing that you can look at the pretty picture of Cardiff Airport, my opening screen, just while I set this up. It'll only take me a second. And what are we going to do today? Well, hopefully this will be exciting, and let me just explain. I was going to do a review of this. I was going to do a full review, but unfortunately when I tried filming it, it all went wrong, and I'll explain why in just a moment. The reason why it went wrong, and I just need to edit this so that it looks right, and let me turn that down. So we edit video, and then I can loading YouTube Studio, because we're not it's not that we're doing, it's this. XPD, not XPF. XPD live review. How do you spell review? Here we go. IEW of Active Sky XP. There we go. Save that. And yes, there we go. Live review of Active Sky XP. Hopefully that is correct. Right, we'll just shut that down again. Right, so I am doing a live review of Active Sky XP, and the reason being is that I did film it yesterday. I was going to do a films review, full films review, and I filmed it yesterday, and I did all my talky bits and all my inserts and everything, and it was all looking really good. And then when I decided to edit it in my editor, all we got was one picture of Xplane 11, which looked a little like this. It was just that throughout the whole video, which actually wasn't very good. And the reason it did this was because when you open up Active Sky in the sim, it is actually it's just a window, and it's not integrated into Xplane 11. It's just an application on its own, and unfortunately the video capture software only recognized the active window as opposed to a window on top, so to speak. And so anyway, it didn't show up. So let's crack on. At the moment what you're looking at here is Cardiff weather, real time, and this is SkyMax Pro only. Okay, so I'm not running FSG RW, I'm just running SkyMax Pro, and it's running off Xplane 11's own weather engine, I believe. In fact, that's a custom meta, so let's match real world conditions, and with real world conditions it's downloading the weather now, because I just want to, if I'm going to do a comparison, we'll do a comparison between Xplane 11's weather engine and SkyMax Pro, and then SkyMax Pro and Active Sky XP, right? It's all very confusing. And so apply changes. I think that is about right. Let's have a look. Right, configuration, customize. Weather download failed. Let's try again. There we go. So that's correct. Now this is real-time weather. Yeah. So what we've got is few cumulus, overcast cumulus, and then nothing. Okay, saying. So let's have a look. See what this looks like. So this is just SkyMax Pro and Xplane's default weather engine, alright? Its own weather engine. Now, let's be clear, SkyMax Pro is just cloud textures, okay? Cloud textures, cloud replacement. It's not a weather engine. It's just replacement clouds, and that is using Xplane 11's default weather engine. And looking out the window, it is overcast, but it's a lot brighter than that. You get so it's only thin cloud and the sun is shining through. It's actually really quite bright out there. If you was walking out in the street, you know, you'd cast a shadow, so to speak. So I think that slightly overdone, a bit dark, but there we go. Okay, so Active Sky XP, when you get it, when you buy it, one thing I will say is that the process for buying it and registering it and installing it is a little bit clunky, in so much as that what you have to do is you buy it, you get your activation key code, which is perfectly normal. You install it. Installation is really easy. I wish I'd filmed it so I could see, but it's just like one click. You point it to your Xplane installation and it just installs. But from that point it gets a little bit clunky, because what you have to do then is you have to register, create a registration on the Hi-Fi web servers, because Active Sky XP is an online product. Okay, it has to connect to the Xplane, the Active Sky servers. I got to make sure I get these acronyms right. Okay, so at that point, as I say, it becomes a little bit confusing, because it took me, I think it was 3 attempts to sort all that registration out. You know, make sure that your username and your email and your password that you create that registration account is the same as the email and password that you create when installing the software. And I'm sure there could have been an easier way of doing that by Hi-Fi Technologies. Maybe get you to register first before you actually install, and then you wouldn't get that confusion. But once you've gone through all that, yeah, straightforward enough. So let's open up Active Sky XP. I've pinned it here onto my start. There it is. There's the icon. Just click on that. Yes, and there we are. It's loaded up. A little bit quicker than normal, so let me close that down. Yeah, close. Make sure it's out of the system tray here. Now, yeah, okay. So let's go again. It should come up with the Active Sky logo. Yes, there we go. And it's because I've got it on auto login, so you can set auto login. You can see my email address there, but you can't see my passwords, so I'm not bothered about that. And this is the first screen that opens. Okay, now as you can see, what has happened, it's cleared the weather and it's rebuilding the weather now. You see it rebuilding the weather, and it's just rebuilding the weather using the Active Sky engine. Alright, now you might say, is there any real difference between that and what we saw before? Not forgetting we're using SkyMax Pro cloud sets, and you might be thinking, well, there's not an awful lot of difference there. You might be thinking that, but I'll show you in a moment. Let's just go through what we see here. So this is the interface, and it's interesting because there's been some conversation about the interface. I'm not too sure I'm happy with the interface. I like the way that it looks. Yeah, I like the way that it looks. You know, so you've got these buttons across the top here, and you've got some down here on the left-hand side. So it looks okay. And the discussion about this interface and all these buttons is that you can actually interact with Active Sky XP as you're flying along. Now the only way you're going to do this is if you've got 2 monitors, okay, because this is big. I'm not even sure whether you can resize it. You can resize it, but that is as small as you can make it. Okay, you can have it full screen. You can have it like that, and of course you can make it as big as you want, and you can minimize it to your tray down here. Not your tray, it goes into your system tray there. Okay, right, so let's go through some of these buttons here and what they mean. This is the home screen, right? This is the home screen. So this all, when you start it up, it always opens up, so it tells you your version number over here, live real-time mode, Xplane is connected. Activity is idle at the moment, and it's using ARAC 1601. That's interesting about ARACs. I need to find out how you update the ARACs for Active Sky XP. Okay, so over the top there, it tells you the date, 17th of the 6th 2019. Time is 11:24 Zulu, 12:24 local. Let's have a look at this system clock, and it is 12:24 local. So that is actually linked in to your computer quite nicely, and everything works fine. So it tells me my current conditions here. So the wind is 190 at 9 knots, visibility is greater than 10, clouds are broken at 3,100 feet, overcast at 4,000 feet, temperature is 16 degrees, dew point 12, no rain, and the QNH is 1016. Well, that's fairly good. Nice information. Then you've got some news here, which hasn't been updated since April, and then there's a list of favourite stations, and I have no idea. I did not put any of those in there. So it's got Seattle, LAX, I think that's Toronto, not quite sure, PANC, PHNL, KATL, and Heathrow and Sydney. I think those are the main kind of airports that people like to go to. Who knows? Okay, so home screen. This is your home screen. So we've got weather control, and live weather mode is active. Now, when you install it, it's easy just to install it as default and just let the default settings take over. So live weather is active. You can see it there, and it says it here. Live weather mode is active. You can switch to historical mode, so you can choose weather from any day. So, you know, if I went back to last year, 17th of June, we were having a heat wave, and theoretically, we should be able to get that. So let's, yeah, you can go May, let's go right back, August, June, there we go. What date is it? It is the 17th of June. So go back to 17th of June last year, sorry. And force historical time, 11:25, and oh look, it changed. Let's have a look at this. Yep, there we go. A bit of cloud. Oh, there we are. That's better. It's rebuilding. It keeps rebuilding. Oh no, that's wrong. Because this time last year we was baking in hot sun. I wonder if it's gone back to default. Because that looks like default weather, doesn't it? Oh no, what's happened? I thought I'd minimized it to the system tray. It's actually closed. Oh no, it's not there, it is Active Sky. It's gone back to 12th of June 2019. Well, how strange is that? And it's the 17th of June. How strange, historical weather. Maybe it only goes back 5 days then. So I've got live weather mode back on again, and it should change again. Okay. Anyway, those are the three things. You've got live weather mode, historical weather, or custom weather. You can create your own custom weather as well. That's what it's like outside at the moment. Right. We have a map. Map. So this is the map for the UK. There's the UK underneath that low pressure that's been hanging around for a long time. Obviously, if you zoom too far out, you lose your weather. Okay. So zooming back in, that is the weather at the moment over the UK, and we've had this low pressure over the UK for quite some time. Whilst we're in the map view, you can have a look at airports, where all the airports are. They all show up as blue dots, of course. You can zoom in, but you just get blue dots. I have no idea what use that might be at all. You can turn nav aids on, they become white dots. There we are. You can zoom in. I'll tell you what, let's turn off the clouds, and now you can see. Then we've got stations, and they appear as yellow dots, so turn all those off. Precipitation, that shows you where the rain is, and it's showing light showers and what have you over South Wales. We're lucky at the moment, we're escaping that here at Cardiff. Traffic, that's AI traffic at the moment. And I wondered if I was connected to VATSIM, would it show a real traffic? I'm pretty sure it would. Visibility, well, there's quite a bit of fog there in West Wales. Wind, it shows you the wind direction but not the speed around. Then it shows you wind shear, but there is none. And then there's warnings and no warnings. Okay, so let's put the clouds back on. Now, would you really want, hang on, let's get rid of the precipitation. I mean, really, would you really want that on? Would you look at it? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the map. Conditions, so it shows you the conditions regarding the current aircraft position. So this is what's happening around us here in Cardiff. It's cloudy, and shows you different altitudes as well, what's going on, direction of wind, temperature, etc. Winds aloft. Okay. And then you have a METAR here as well. So at Cardiff, it says at POS, but at Cardiff it's 190.9 degrees, greater than 10 miles, broken at 3,100, overcast at 4,000, temperature 16, dew point is 12, QNH is 101C, 1016, advanced interpolation, that's it. Okay. Flight plan. Now you can create a flight plan, very rough, EGFF, say to LEM as LEAL. Okay, cruise altitude, we'll put it to 370, and then select an auto routing type, so auto route. Now VOR and NDB, so it creates a route for you. Now it's strange that it's got direct GPS, VOR to VOR, VOR and NDB, but it doesn't got IFR. Why don't you just say IFR flight plan? Okay, strange. So then if you go back to the map, you see your route then. Now I know that is not the route to Lille, definitely not, but that's strange. I wouldn't want to use that. Now the purpose of this, creating a flight plan like this, is that it loads in weather at all of these weather stations all along your route, so the weather will be accurate all along your route, apparently. Good morning, Stefan, nice to see you. NKD, good morning. Oh, but you retracted your message. IFR is flight rules, nothing to do with what routing you take. No, of course it isn't, Stefan. I totally agree. IFR is flight rules. So but what I'm saying is that route is not accurate. I mean, flight plan. Click here to alternatively pass flight plan string. Enter altitude. I just don't understand that, and why you can add waypoints, you can edit waypoints. I just don't like that at all. Auto routing. It would be nice if if it was linked to something like Ediglar or SimBrief or something like that. Is what I'm saying. If you're gonna do it that way. Good morning, Andrew. How are you? Nice to hear you. Are you in the UK or are you in Brazil? I'm assuming you're going to be in the UK. You wouldn't watch this in Brazil. Okay, so that's flight plan. Then you've got a briefing. So this is the briefing for the weather along my route that I just created. And once again, I mean, it's great. There's a lot of detail there, but how often do we read our routes? And also you can get this kind of data from other things. Alright, but there we go, that's that. And then search, you can search for weather anywhere, the type of weather you want, so if you want, you want rain or snow somewhere, and you can set your visibility, and that will find it will find all the airports with that kind of weather, so you can do that. That's possibly okay. So those are those buttons there. Now down on the left hand side we've got options, textures, logs, debug, database, pyrep, change password and help. And I haven't set any of these, I've just left it all at default. And I was talking to a friend of mine who has got Active Sky XP and uses it all the time, but his is in P3D, and basically he just installed it and didn't do anything. So let's have a look at the options. Options, you've got there are quite a lot. General options, so you've got download interval, prevent downloads on approach, which I find quite amusing. Send immediately to system tray, VATSIM online weather, so use weather for significant stations of the user flight plan, departures, destination, alternate and route weather stations. Default values false. So I would put that on, because I would want weather along my route, and if I'm online, I don't have to bother about creating a flight plan, because as I'm online and I'm flying my route, then hopefully the weather will work. Log files number, I have no idea what that is. I set the number of old log files to be kept. There you go. So you can have anything from 1 up to 20 log files. Simulator installation folder, the folder path where the simulator is installed. There you go. Common data export path, which goes into app data file folder. Use Navigraph data for VORs and NDBs. Well, yeah, you're actually using Navigraph data. Radar data network port and web request port. So I left all of that as default. Simulator depiction options, depict hurricanes, use global static depiction mode, cloud options, maximum cloud turbulence, minimum cloud icing, prevent thunderstorms. Well, I wouldn't want to prevent thunderstorms. Increase precipitation intensity in thunderstorms, that was already on. Then we have wind options and effects, so you can have maximum surface wind. I left all of these at default. I didn't even touch any of them. You know, why would you want to disable winds aloft? Anyway, visibility options down here, fog layer generation. Then you've got audio options and warning options, all at default. Left everything at default, didn't mess with it at all. Let's go up here. Okay, so that was options. Textures. Okay, so Active Sky XP has not produced any of its own textures yet. They say they will. They say they will actually create textures and have texture sets. I hope they do, rather than get you to buy stuff. Now, my friend who uses this, he has something called Rex Environment or something, which I remember from when I used to have FSX. You could get Rex Environment, Rex textures. Apparently Active Sky XP will be providing cloud sets, so we will wait and see on that. But at the moment you can use any cloud set you want. I'm using SkyMax Pro. You can use any cloud set you want. I've even used Xplane default clouds, which look terrible by comparison, my own personal opinion. But as such, as yet, Active Sky XP has no clouds textures. Then we've got logs. This is where all your log files would be kept in that folder or file name, and they would be kept in your documents folder. Debug, I don't understand this at all. It's debugging, I guess, but I don't understand how this works, because my understanding of debug is if you've got data, debug data, that you would post it up to Hi-Fi to find out what the problem is. But have a database here of weather stations. So this is the weather stations throughout the whole of the world, I'm guessing. Yep. Why would you need this information? I have no idea. PyRep, let me close that window there. Can I close that? No, I can't. Let's try that. No, can't close that window. Let's turn, oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's turn that off. And then go to textures, say. Open up PyRep. So you can send PyReps where they go. I don't know. Do they go to Hi-Fi? Or I don't know. I don't know where they go. And you can change your password, and then there's a help for that file here. The help file, in actual fact, is your manual. So let's have a look through here. PyRep tool. Look, pilot reports PyReps can be made by all active Sky users and are shown in the map under the sigmets. Okay, bear with me 1 second, please, guys. Always the way, isn't it? The phone rings for the most inopportune moments, and generally whenever I do a live stream. So your location aircraft type will be automatically entered, but can be edited as desired. I don't understand why have that. It just seems like no need. Okay, so there we go. That's all of that. We'll go back to weather control. We are at live weather. Let me just minimize this for a moment. So I'm looking at my window now, and it doesn't look like that. That is too heavy. In fact, there's lots of broken cloud at the moment and blue skies. So maybe I can refresh this somehow. Let's have a look. Conditions. Let's have the options. So if we go to simulated depiction options, no. Cloud options, no, that wasn't it. General options. Download interval. It's every 15 minutes. So if I have it at every 5 minutes, and then try and force the change of the weather, see what happens. Well, it's not changing, is it, guys? I would have thought, because I changed that to every 5 minutes, that it would immediately, clear the weather and then redraw it. Well, we'll wait and see. Because I need to be able to see a little bit of blue sky above me, because I can see blue sky outside. In fact, it's becoming quite scattered. It has changed. It's just changed, hasn't it? Oh, it's even heavier now. It's redrawing. It's a gradual redraw. There's a gradual redraw. I think, I don't know. I thought I saw a bit of blue sky there. No, that's even worse. That's even worse now. It's really socked in. Okay. I'm getting somewhat a little bit unenamored by this. I'm finding it all a little bit yucky. I tell you what I'll do. I can do this. So if we go to flight configuration, customize, and manually configure for a moment. So and go to Cavoc, apply changes. That should all clear, and we should have clear skies. Yeah, he says, hopefully. And that is not happening. Is it clearing? It's trying. I can see bits of blue. Right, so that has cleared the weather. Okay, so that, we're at Cavoc now. And what I'll do is I will turn Active Sky XP back on and see if it comes in with correct weather. Active Sky XP, So what I need to do is go to flight configuration, customize, and then match real world conditions. Okay, done. Apply changes. Okay, so active sky should now bring in the weather, and it should look more like it is now because I've forced it, and it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And that's don't build up anymore, please. That's not too bad, although it's getting a little bit heavy now in reality. I'm looking, because yeah, that is a bit too much. Little bits of blue sky, but they're disappearing. So it's not actually doing me very many favours in terms of weather depiction. Right, let's have a look at Andrew's in the UK. Just sent out email, Wycliffe. Okay, Stefan. All right. Let's have a look at what it looks like if we go through the cloud. And we get up on top, as they say. So we're going up through the cloud. And see how it depicts it up on top. Well, yep, there we go. Seems to draw the cloud to the horizon quite well. Not forgetting, of course, that SkyMax Pro has some very clever tricks for that. But yeah, that's... Although I should imagine it doesn't really look like that up there, but who knows, you see. But down here, that is a bit too overcast at the moment, because I can see lots of blue sky now. I'm looking out the window, and I can see lots of blue sky in that direction. In actual fact, from where I live, from where I live, I could see out into the Bristol Channel. I can see out into and there's blue sky up here, and there's blue sky above me, but not seeing any in there. So there you have it. That is Active Sky XP. Costs $39.99. If you haven't got a weather engine of any type or texture replacement, and Active Sky XP is actually a weather engine, because I'm using SkyMax Pro's clouds. SkyMax Pro is cloud replacement. I would once again, it's $39.99. If you haven't got anything for your weather, then yeah, this is a good buy. If you've already got SkyMax Pro or Ultra Weather XP or XEnviro, I really wouldn't bother buying anything else. I mean, I know people who've got like all 4 or 5 of them, and the market is getting very crowded at the moment in terms of what is available. So I'm trying to remember. So we've got, in terms of weather depiction, so therefore weather cloud sets, we've got SkyMax Pro, Ultra Weather XP, XEnviro, XAmbiance. Did I say Active Sky then? Active Sky, and then there's numerous different other programs available on Xplane.org. There are lots, and so my best advice to anybody who's watching this video at the moment, and there's only 4 viewers, or anybody who watches the video later on today, my best advice is look at all the reviews. Look at all the reviews, see what they're saying, and then choose. Now, I'm not going to do any kind of comparison between this and any of the others, because I think that's unfair at the moment, because I'd have to compare all of them one against the other, so to speak, and that would just be too complicated. So quite simply, this is Active Sky XP. It does what it says on the tin. It doesn't do it accurately enough for me, because, you know, looking out my window, I can see lots of blue sky, and at the moment I can only see a little bit of blue sky here and there. And I am using SkyMax Pro clouds. Oh, that's a nice effect there. Oops, zoom too far. That's a nice effect just there, where you see, you know, you've got cloud coming down, touching, you know, coming down to the ground, you know, but I haven't seen any precipitation anywhere, so that might be a good experiment, mightn't it? Let's have a look at this. So, was it conditions, briefing, search? Let's search for precipitation type, rain, precipitation rain, moderate. Let's have a look. Athens. Okay, so we've got rain and it's moderate at Athens. So let's skip on over there. Flight configuration, change location. LGAV, Athens International Airport. Start new flight. So we'll just wait for our Xplane to load its thing. Good afternoon, Decal. My goodness, how are you, my friend? Haven't seen you for a long time. I know that you're still around. We've probably been busy. It's nice to see you on the stream here. I should actually go and get my dog because he's out in the garden. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back, and Athens still hasn't loaded up, and I got my dog. Right, work life and other things. Haven't done a proper flight in ages. Yeah, I know how that feels, right? With me, fortunately, it's all. I just seem to do more reviewing than anything. Here we go, Athens, loading in. Then look. There we are. Oh, and it's raining. You can actually hear the rain. Oh, it stopped raining. Maybe it's only raining in a part of Athens' airfield. Let's go to C. So, there's the weather. Anyway, being drawn. So you can see that it does do it differently. Oh. And it's decided to redraw it. It's refreshing, which is fine. Now, it doesn't refresh like this all the time. It refreshes smoothly. That I do know. And that actually looks quite nice. Now you can see different kind of weather. There's nice fluffy white clouds getting a bit bigger. And look at that over there. That's quite nice, isn't it? Over the blending around the mountains. Now, my understanding is that active sky weather is dynamic and it is raining as well. You can see the rain coming down, precipitation there. So that looks quite nice. Let's go above that. Yeah, you can see it's raining. Oh dear, what's wrong? Excuse me. What's wrong, friend? My goodness, it never ends, does it? You try to do something, people at the door, and I don't know. Yeah, so there we are. Looks very nice from above. Different. So different weather looks different, which is the main thing, isn't it? You know, you don't want it looking all the same. There's the rain. I can change how it looks, I think. Can I? Configure precipitation. I can make raindrops bigger. And rain brightness. There we go. Okay. So you can actually see the rain now in Real Weather Connector, and you can hear the rain. Let me just turn everything up. You should be able to hear the rain on the screen there. Let's cheat and do a hot start. This is the A330, which I haven't flown for ages. Oops. Didn't want to. There we go. Put them on slow, and then you can see the rain. Come on. There we go. The rain effect not as good as in the Flight Factory A320, but that doesn't matter. So, where we go? I want to go outside a moment. So it is raining quite heavily. Moderate rain in Athens. It's not a very good airport of Athens. There are lots better ones out there. It's not bad. You know, it'll do, so to speak. Right. So, ooh. Really see the rain coming down now. Birds are still tweeting, so they're happy even in the rain. Aye. And the towering cumulus nimbus and what have you. So, there we go, we know it works. The weather's stormy. Let's just check. Yeah, we are matching real world conditions, where you've got rain lower down and scattered cumulus between a couple hundred feet and way up to 20,000 odd feet. Yeah, so that works. Right. Any questions? Hammer away. I'm going to find some more weather, I think, somewhere else. I wonder if we can find any snow this time of the year. Probably not. Where are we? See if we can find some snow. No snow. You'd think there'd be snow somewhere in the world, wouldn't you? Rain or snow. Alright. Snow. No snow. Well, it is summertime. We'll have to come back and try that another time. Wouldn't it be great if we could find less than 1 standard mile? And here we go for none. There you go. So a bit of fog, some fog around in different places. What's this? Denver. Fog. Okay. KDEN. Don't want to do that one. KDEN. Let's have a look how it deals with that. Denver International. Start new flight. So I think my main thing about Active Sky XP, it does what it says it does on the tin. You know, it depicts weather, it injects weather, but there are so many different screens, and I'm going to show them all to you in a moment. In fact, I can do that now, because there's something I haven't shown, right? And that is, I can undock that window. So that's the search window. I can undock that. Okay. Weather control. I can undock that. Map. I can undock that flight plan. I can undock that conditions. You can undock that. So you've got all these windows open. Right, let me minimize that. Oh, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. There you go. Can I? So I've got all these windows open, and my question is, why would I want them all open? And obviously you can't use this on one monitor. You'd have to have a second monitor, which I luckily have. But even so, would I really want all these windows open? So that is one thing that I'm going to challenge. That do I need all of this information? Yeah. Do I need it all, and do I need it open? Or do I even need to look at it at all? Now, as I say, the friend of mine who uses Active Sky XP all the time, he never has any of those windows open. He just runs it. Now, going outside and having a look at the fog, that is pretty good. I'll say it's done what it says it will do. It's depicted fog. You can tell I've no scenery for Denver. I've got static aircraft on and no scenery. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Be interesting to see. You don't have to go very high to get out of the fog, but you can see it. You know, it's pretty low. Yeah, pretty low, and visibility is duly affected as well, as you can see there. Yeah, and then as we get down, you get into the fog layer. That is very good. I like that. And if you were flying out of that, of course, you wouldn't see that kind of transition there. It would be a lot gentler as you take off, and you climb out, and then you move into this other region of low vis. So very good indeed. I'll give Active Sky XP top marks for that. So there you have it. There is my review of this package. I held off for a long time on getting this, and I got it on the weekend because so many people had asked me to review it. I have. As I say, it's $39.99. You can get it from lots of locations, and I will show you exactly where you can get it from in a moment, if I can find the image that I produced for the video. Where is it? That one. So you can get it from lots of places. You get it from Sim Market, Just Fly, FS Pilot Shop, FSPS Store, Xplane.org. Same price everywhere, $39.99. It is a nice package. There is stuff that I just do not need or don't want, and so therefore that interface becomes a little bit fussy. But as I say, it's from Hi-Fi Simulation Technologies. You can't buy it direct from them. Oh yes, you can. They've got a buy now button, so you can buy it direct from them, but you can get it from all of those other places that I just mentioned. So Sim Market, Just Fly, FS Pilot Shop, FSPS Store. You can get it from flightsim.com and xplane.org as well. There we go. So, what do you think? It'd be interesting to know what your comments are. So leave a comment in the video below, and I'll try and respond if possible. If not, it'd be interesting to hear what you think about Active Sky XP. And if you've already got Active Sky XP, it would be nice to see your comments. And then finally, and I'll say it once again, if you haven't got a weather program of any kind, so you're just using Xplane 11 default, then get some new cloud textures, and away you go. If you have got one of the other ones, then my suggestion is you look at the reviews, see what people are saying, and then decide if you want to spend that $39.99 on another weather depiction program. Okay, there you go. That's it. We'll see you all soon. Take care. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified of videos when they go live, whether I've recorded them or whether I do a live stream. Okay, there we go. I might come back in 10 minutes to do something else. You never know. Cheerio.